All right, you punch-drunk puppets, Uncle Ace is back with another scorching hot take that'll make your ears bleed and your grandma clutch her pearls. Today, we're diving headfirst into the steaming pile of bureaucratic bullshit that the WBO just dumped on our doorstep. They've ordered Fundora, the human street lamp, to defend his WBC and WBO titles against Terrence Bud Crawford, or vacate faster than a rat leaving a sinking ship. Now let's get one thing straight, you knuckle-dragging Neanderthals. Sebastian Fundora, the guy who makes skyscrapers look like garden gnomes, just lucked his way into these titles like a blind squirrel finding a nut. He's about as deserving of those belts as I am of winning a sobriety contest. And now the WBO wants him to fight Crawford. It's like watching a giraffe try to box a pit bull, entertaining as hell, but not exactly fair. But let's talk about Crawford for a second, because damn it, this guy's the real deal. I know I don't usually blow smoke up anyone's ass, but Crawford's the exception that proves the rule. This kid's so damn good, he makes prime Sugar Ray Leonard look like a clumsy amateur. He switches stances more smoothly than I switch from whiskey to bourbon, and he's got more tools in his arsenal than a fully stocked Home Depot. Crawford's the kind of fighter that reminds me why I fell in love with this godforsaken sport in the first place. He's got the kind of skill that makes you sit up and take notice, even if you're 3 sheets to the wind. His footwork's so slick, it'd make Fred Astaire jealous, and his timing's so precise, you could set your watch by it. Now, don't get me wrong, you brain-dead boxing buffs, this fight, if it happens, would be more one-sided than a mobster's court case. Crawford would dismantle Fundora faster than a kid with a new Lego set. It'd be like watching a master chef prepare a gourmet meal, except the meal is Fundora's face and Crawford's fists are the utensils. But here's where it gets interesting, you slack-jawed yokels. The WBO's got about as much credibility as a $3 bill. They're out here making demands like they're the boxing pope, but we all know they're about as relevant as a VCR repair shop. They couldn't organize a piss-up in a brewery, let alone dictate terms to these prima donna fighters. And let's talk about Fundora for a second. This kid's got a chin made of adamantium and a reach longer than my list of ex-wives. But he's got about as much boxing skill as a drunken giraffe on roller skates. He's been riding his freakish height advantage like it's a get-out-of-jail-free card in the land of the little people. Crawford, though, this guy's so slick he makes ice look sticky. He's got more belts than a leather factory and an ego to match. But unlike most of these overhyped bums, Crawford's got the skills to back up the talk. He's been cleaning out divisions like a janitor on steroids, leaving a trail of broken dreams and shattered egos in his wake. Now, here's what really grinds my gears. This whole song and dance is just another symptom of what's wrong with boxing today. We've got more belts than a pants factory, more governing bodies than a United Nations meeting, and more politics than a presidential election. It's enough to make a grown man weep into his overpriced pay-per-view beer. But you know what? As much as it pains me to say it, I hope this fight happens. Because Crawford vs. Fundora, that's the kind of mismatch that reminds us why we love this godforsaken sport. It's David vs. Goliath, if David was a buzzsaw and Goliath was a particularly tall piece of lumber. And let's not forget about the promotional circus that'll surround this freak show. We'll have more hype than a used car salesman on steroids, more empty promises than a politician's campaign speech, and more BS than a Texas cattle ranch. It'll be a spectacle that'll make P.T. Barnum look like an amateur. But here's the kicker, you punch-drunk puppies. Even if this fight happens, it won't solve a damn thing. We'll still have a boxing landscape more fractured than my ex-wife's china after I told her I was leaving. We'll still have fighters avoiding each other like they're allergic to actual competition. And we'll still have sanctioning bodies making up rules as they go along like a bunch of kids playing make-believe. The only silver lining in this whole mess is that we get to see Crawford do his thing. And let me tell you, watching Crawford fight is like watching Michelangelo paint the Sistine Chapel. It's a goddamn masterpiece. The way he sets traps, the way he adapts mid-fight, the way he systematically breaks down his opponents, it's poetry in motion, I tell ya. So there you have it, you degenerate fight fans. The WBO's latest circus act, a tale of bureaucratic bullying, mismatched fighters, and one haluva talent in Terrence Crawford. It's more dramatic than a telenovela and more predictable than a sunrise, but at least we get to see a true artist at work. Now, before I go and wash my mouth out with Jack Daniels for praising a current fighter, don't get used to it. Remember to smash that like button harder than Crawford would smash Fundora's face. Drop a comment and let me know if you think this fight will ever happen, or if Fundora will vacate faster than a politician's promises after Election Day. And if you want more of Uncle Ace's no-holds-barred, politically incorrect takes on the circus that is modern boxing, hit that subscribe button like it owes you money. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on the next time I verbally eviscerate these clowns masquerading as boxing bigwigs, or the rare occasion when I actually praise someone like Crawford. Until next time, keep your guard up and your expectations as high as Crawford's skill level. This is Uncle Ace signing off and heading to the bar. I need a drink strong enough to make me forget I just praised the current fighter. Peace out, you punch-drunk puppies.